Hi, my name is Eero Saunamäki. I'm a musician based in Helsinki, Finland. I play the saxophones and the recorders, and I also sing, and that's why I have lots of different kinds of concerts and gigs throughout the year. On this video I'm going to tell you about how I prepare myself for a gig as a background music or cocktail music player on the saxophone, so stick around. So first of all, how do you get gigs? Well, I got my first gigs from relatives and friends and acquaintances, and later on when I published my web pages, then I got more gigs through them, and nowadays I also have a couple of promoters who promote me and get me some more gigs. So usually these background music gigs are private events like weddings or graduation parties or birthday parties. But you can also play background music in restaurants when people are having dinner or brunch. Or there's also a possibility that a firm is having a kind of this community day and you're invited to play for them. So when somebody asks you for a gig, what do you do? Well, first you check your own calendar, if the gig fits your own schedule. Then you negotiate the duration of the gig and find out the location and whether it's accessible by public transport or if you need to use your own car. And all of these things combined make up your salary. The duration of the gig is of course very important, but at least with me, if I'm playing 30 minutes or 90 minutes, the 90-minute gig is not 3 times as expensive as the 30-minute gig, because I have to also think about all the factors I just mentioned as a whole. And one thing to remember is to ask the client if he or she wants to hear any specific songs that also might add to your overall salary. So when the deal is made, the real work begins. You start to find and rehearse songs that fit to the occasion, and you also find the duration of the songs, and you also learn all the songs by heart. And I usually play, of course, when I'm from Finland, I play Finnish evergreens, but of course international hits, ballads, jazz standards, usually not too jazzy. I want to keep the songs the way that people can recognize them. So I think that's a nice way to communicate with the audience. And of course you have to decide what to wear. I usually wear a black suit. And then as a saxophone player you have to decide which size of saxophone you should use. Should you use the soprano, alto, tenor or baritone? And I usually go for the tenor because baritone is too large and it's visually a bit disturbing, and then alto and soprano are a bit too high-pitched for background music work. So tenor is more like the sound resembles the human voice, and it's visually very recognizable as a saxophone, and people usually love when you play the tenor, so tenor is my choice on these gigs. So on the day of a performance you must be sure that you are well rested and your gear is okay, and then you go to the location a bit earlier, and then you meet and greet the client and the audience, and you give this kind of professional picture of you that, hey, I'm the pro musician here, I'm handling the background music, you don't have to worry about anything. All my gear is working, I know the pieces by heart, I remember our contract, and I'm performing the way we have talked earlier. So everything is under my control, just enjoy. So what's very important in these background music gigs is that the musician is not the number one thing there. The musician is just a part of the atmosphere, and the musician is kind of pushing the feeling and the atmosphere up a little bit with the looks, with the fine suit and with the instrument, and then the nice music. So the musician is kind of bringing it all together. And usually people don't clap while you're playing or don't pay attention to you while you're playing, and that's really a good thing. Then it's really going well. And after you finish, then people notice that, hey, there was this nice background music, but now the gig is over, and let's give him or her a bit of applause. and then your work is done. Greetings from the edit. I just realized that there was one small clip missing for some reason. But anyway, what I wanted to say was that after the gig, like the next day, you can send the bill to the customer or the client, and you can also send an email where you say thank you for the opportunity and for the invitation to get to play in their event. And then that you should also save your set list of the songs that you played and all the other specs related to this gig, because you might need those information in the future. I really hope this video was helpful for you, and if it was, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. And if I missed something, please mention it there in the comments so we can talk about it. We'll see you in the next video.